What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Observant Lineman. I'm your Observant Lineman, Uche Nwaneri. And today, Roger Goodell has a decision to make. The time has come. As we follow up with this saga that involves Antonio Clown and the allegations that he faces by now two accusers who are accusing him of allegedly committing sexual misconduct and sexual assault and rape. We are now faced with a situation where the commissioner of the NFL needs to step up and make a decision on what's going to happen and what the future, at least the immediate future, of Antonio Clown will be in the NFL. So let's go through this article real quick. It says, in the first significant stride in what could be the most challenging personal conduct investigation in league history, the NFL spent Monday interviewing the woman who has accused New England Patriots wideout Antonio Clown of rape and sexual assault in a recent civil lawsuit. Now, we say civil lawsuit, and a lot of people right now are looking and saying that this is a money grab. Well, I'm not going to sit here and argue against that because it very well may be a money grab that this woman has decided that she, instead of going after criminal charges, instead of trying to put this guy in a prison, she may just want to be compensated for the inconvenience and for the embarrassment and for the shame that she is alleging that she has endured because of Antonio Clown's alleged actions. So, from a certain standpoint, I guess I can look at that and I can say, okay, maybe she doesn't want to see this guy put in jail. Maybe she doesn't think he's such a terrible person, but she does want him to pay, quite literally, for the emotional distress that he's caused. Her job was to train him, and allegedly, he made that a living hell for her, and she wants to be compensated. So there is a perspective there that it makes sense. But again, this is all allegations. These are all things that we are not, we don't have any evidence outside of the text messages that were shown in the civil lawsuits filing, which those text messages, Antonio Clown does admit to masturbating on this woman's back. He admits that. Let's not forget. So when we say alleged, there is one part of these allegations that has been confirmed by text messages that Antonio Clown has provided, or she has provided text messages that he sent to her while he was working with her as an athletic trainer. So part of that has been confirmed. But to continue on, a league source told Yahoo Sports that an investigator traveled to interview Brittany Taylor, who filed the suit against Brown last week in a Florida federal court. The source declined to elaborate on where the league's interview with Taylor took place or whether it would be limited to Monday. However, the source said the NFL is expected to keep the lines of communication open with Taylor, with the possibility of future interviews in the league's investigation if the league's investigation warrants them. The NFL is also expected to seek an interview with Brown in the coming days, although it's unclear if that date has been set. So they've talked to her. They've gotten the information, all the information that they need at this point from her. Now they're going to go find out what Antonio Clown's story is. And from there, we're hoping that Goodell will finally do something. It didn't take this much when it was Ray Rice. It didn't take this much when it was when it involved other players, other high-profile players who were involved in, personal conduct situations, for Goodell to show his face and to get in front of a camera and to get in front of a mic and actually say something. But right now, with a player who is part of the New England Patriots, part of that triad of friendship that Goodell has with Robert Kraft and his closeness with the Patriots organization, we're not seeing so much in terms of urgency to get something figured out and to move to the next step in this personal conduct situation. Monday's meeting with Taylor is a significant step for the NFL because it moves the league's investigation into a phase where Commissioner Roger Goodell can begin weighing firsthand allegations and evidence collected during the process. While details on Taylor's meeting are unknown, past investigations involving domestic violence or allegations of sexual misconduct have entailed the NFL seeking evidence that could help Goodell and his advisors arrive at a consensus on discipline. Roger Goodell's powers and Antonio Clown's probe. Goodell has wide latitude to place Brown on the commissioner's exempt list because it's a weighing of potential discipline under powers granted by the collective bargaining agreement. Goodell can set his own bar for the decision. He doesn't need ironclad proof, which means he doesn't need very much evidence. Those text messages should be enough. And that's what makes Taylor's interview with investigators so pivotal for the decision that comes next. With her meeting on record with the league, Goodell could choose to move Brown onto the exempt list by merely assessing that Taylor is credible and that her account of the allegation of the alleged events is convincing. So what that means is, based on the interview that they had with Taylor, Goodell doesn't need the evidence to be beyond a reasonable doubt like you'd need in the court of law. It just needs to be evidence showing that he obviously admitted to wrongdoing, such as the text messages that he himself sent to Taylor, admitting to masturbating on her back, which, I mean, authorities could decide that they want to investigate that for criminal charges on their own without even having Taylor press those charges. So in this situation, Goodell has the power and has the ability to make those decisions quite rapidly without much evidence or much solid evidence to back them up. So for all those out there who are so fast to get in the comments section and talk about how, oh, they don't have any evidence. Well, you clearly have not read the civil suit, because there is evidence. There is actually damning evidence that Antonio Brown himself admitted to committing one of the sexual acts that Taylor is accusing him of. Now, as for the second accuser, we don't have any evidence so far up to this point as to what was done by Antonio Clown or not. So that is a different situation. But as far as this goes, there is definitive evidence. And if you've read the text messages, those aren't made up. That's Antonio Clown, because he clearly doesn't know how to speak very well in terms of his grammatical skills. And there's a lot of paraphrasing, which is common in text messaging. But he clearly admits multiple times in the text message that he did, in fact, masturbate on her back. And that's what she gets for trying to come up on him and trying to get some money. So, moving forward, should Goodell move Brown onto the exempt list for the Taylor interview, he could also do so with the stated intention that the league hasn't determined any guilt, but finds enough merit in the allegations to set Brown aside from the playing field while the investigation is completed. In essence, this is the bar the NFL may have cleared on Monday, having attained enough firsthand information to determine the merit of continuing the investigation. The league could then cite that merit judgment for the justification of sitting Brown down for as many days or weeks as it takes for the NFL to complete its probe. And now we go into the difficulties of the NFL's current investigation. The continued investigation is where this will get more complicated for the league. The primary difficulty for the NFL is there are no other guardrail investigations that have already taken place. To date, police have not investigated Brown for the rape and the sexual assault allegations that are contained in the civil suit. Taylor's attorney also haven't indicated what physical evidence, if any, exists to prove her claims. That will likely put a premium on other forms of evidence, such as digital communications, or any recordings that may exist, as well as the potential existence of other witnesses. This underscores the lack of the guardrail the league typically works with in these cases. Rather than lean on police reports or the efforts of other investigative bodies, the league will have to produce evidence to make a decision from the ground up. So what this means is they don't have anything to lean on in terms of police evidence or police information. So they actually have to conduct a full investigation themselves. And that's something that's fairly new for the NFL because they're not a league that specializes in investigating personal conduct policy violations at what is a near criminal level. So this could prove to be a long, drawn-out process. And if they decide to put Antonio Brown on the commissioner's exempt list, he may not play again this season. It just depends on how long it takes the NFL to conduct a full investigation. That could be anywhere from weeks to months. We don't know. So basically what we're looking at here is a situation where in the next few days, I'm willing to bet we'll find out what's going to happen with Antonio Brown in terms of what Roger Goodell is going to choose to do with him. But right now, based on what we know, and based on the actual information that's provided in the civil suit, if you go online, I'm not going to do it for you here, do the research for all those people who like to go in the comments and talk that yin-yang about no evidence. Do the research, go read the actual civil suit, go read the text messages from Antonio Brown to her and decide for yourself. Because as far as I've seen it and from what I can tell and understanding how the league works and how this personal conduct policy operates, those text messages may very well seal the fate for Antonio Clown as we move forward in this process. So hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to The Observant Lineman. Real quick, I'm also going to show you guys, I have started a Patreon page, and this Patreon has exclusive information, exclusive behind-the-scenes video and other media involving the different projects that the Observant Lineman is involved in as it pertains to Sports Wars and as it pertains to Geeks and Gamers and their channels. I have here a video of a tour through the Purdue University's brand new facility, $60 million facility. But that's just a little bit of a sneak peek as to what will be on my Patreon page. So go to my Patreon, sign up as a patron if you are feeling generous, and we will see you on the next video of The Observant Lineman. Peace.